What's up, everyone? It's me, CN.TSUKAIMA, and welcome to CN.Figures. Figures in your house. And for this tour review, we're going to look at the Fortnite action figure, Havoc. And I think this guy is the best ones ever made by McFarlane Toys. And he looks pretty cool. You can see him inside his box with all the accessories that he comes with. Fortnite right there in the top, and Havoc right there in the bottom of the box. And we also get in the top side of the box, and there's a picture of him and McFarlane Toys right there. And we also get in this side and this side. In the back side, there's all the figures that you guys can get. And again, we see McFarlane Toys right there in the corner. And there's really nothing in the bottom side, so enough chatting. Let's take him out. And you guys want to pick them up, you can pick them up right now at Big Bad Toy Store. So please check out that website right now. And here's the figure out of his box. And he has some massive paint apps on his body mode. And the design of his clothes is very good, and I really like it. And exact same thing for his height. He stands the exact same height like my other Fortnite figures I reviewed before on this channel. And I think this one's the best one, like I mentioned in the beginning. And this guy looks great. But I never played Fortnite. It's just I'm not a huge fan of that. But I am a huge fan of these guys. Because these guys, they look great. And this guy came out so sick. Okay, so now let's get on with his accessories. And here are the accessories the figure comes with. And I'm going to start with the stand here because they done some changes on this piece. Because it looks different than the other stands like my other Fortnite figures came with. Instead of adding one pig, they added two pigs. And also they added this all around it. But it still got the name of the game Fortnite. And it's kind of sculpted around it. But there's really nothing here in the back side. And he also comes with this backpack. And this piece looks pretty good because they add a lot of detail on it. Like both sides right here, they add this pocket. And a small backpack right there in the bottom with some little bit of silver detail. Sculpting right there in the middle of this piece with some red detail with some silver color. And there's the handle right there in the top. Walkie-talkie right here, and some little bit sculpting on both sides around here, and also on the back. And there's the peg, so you can attach it on the figure's back. And I really like this. The best part I like is the walkie-talkie right there. It also comes with this, but there's really not a lot to talk about around here because whereas the brown color of the bottom, there's no detail. But it does has a little bit of sculpting right there in the bottom, the tip. And I do like the top part. And you can see some little bit sculpting right there in the bottom. I do like the colors, like right here in the middle, it's all dark gray. And a little bit of light color gray right there in the tip. But I think it's silver, but I don't know. And right here, you can bend it a little bit, but not in the back or in the middle. And it also has this detail right there in the middle of this piece. And he also comes with this gun, but this is a different design because my other Fortnite figures, they had the exact same gun, but this one's different because the only difference is the model around it. Like you see some sculpting right there in the bottom, and there's the holder, and a little bit more sculpting right there in the bottom with some little bit of silver color in the middle and also right there in the tip, looking good. But I like this part. You guys can see it. And I do like the sculpting. And there's really nothing here in this side because it's the exact same design on both sides. Little bit sculpting right there in the tip. And some detail right there in the middle of this gray color. And also right there in the tip of the gun. Okay, this piece also came out so good. And you see more sculpting right there in the back. Right here of this gun. And this gun looks so good. I really love the design of this piece. Okay, so now let's get back with the figure. And here's Havoc again. And the paint apps on this figure are very great. Take a good look of those amazing colors. Like those light and dark color gray. With some little bit of light color white around here in his pants. on his back, on his torso, on his arms, and also on his mask. But they done a pretty good job with his head sculpt. Has some nice good detail, like some lines around it, and a little bit of dark and light colors as well. And you can see his face, only his eyes and his eyebrows. But the color of his eyes, I cannot tell. But his eyebrows are a little bit sculpted, but doesn't has not a lot of wrinkles around here. But both sides of his head does feels a little bit sculpted because those are his ears. Same thing on his front side of his face, like his nose. But no sculpting around his mouth. But they did add a bunch of good detail around this figure, like this bullets. You guys can see it. This is so cool. I like the red color, and each one has a little bit of tiny gold color with some detail right there in the bottom. And I do like they added this fur on its top, like the back of his neck. It does have some sculpting, and looking at the back of his head, more sculpting, and also right there in the bottom of his throat. More sculpting here in the top of his torso. You can see the zipper looking good, and does have some little bit detail. And this piece on his shoulders, they came out great. Has some sculpting around the silver part and also in the black part, but not in the back. Well, right here in his back does have some sculpting around it, and there's the hole so you can attach on the backpack. And his belt right there in the bottom of his waist came out so good. I do like the detail and the work around it. Same thing on his pants. And there's his knee pads in each knee. And it does have some little bit of silver circles around it in both sides in each one. And I cannot tell the color of the laces of his boots. I think they're light gray or they're white. Nah, I think they're light gray. And you can see in each boot they added some little bit pockets around there. Well, only in this one, but not this one. But you can see his pocket right there on this side of his pants, but not on this one. You can see the pockets right there in the back of his pants. And there's really not a lot to talk about on his gloves, but it does have some sculpting. No knuckles so far, but it does have this little detail on his hand. His fingers came out good. In both of his arms, more detail like this one. More sculpting in both sides of this. And the shoulder on this arm has this detail right there. I think it's a picture of a bullet with an evil smile. I do like the red color, and the back has a little bit of white color with some little bit tiny red color right there. You can see his smile, you can see his eye right there, and all around it has some white color line, but it's not sculpted, but this one is. I think these are arrow effects, but like I said, it is sculpted. And you can see on the arms has this line in both front and back, and his pants does has a little bit of sculpting. Well, I did not saw this, that this piece has this buckle right there and some sculpting right there in the bottom of his pants, and his shoelaces are also sculpted and also on his shoes, and some little bit of sculpting in the bottom of his boots. Now let's get on with his articulation. You can move his head side to side, a complete rotation. He does looks down, he does looks up, straight. It has some ball joint. You can open his arms this much. Has some bites that swivel. Complete rotation on his both arms. Butterfly joint. We get some double jointed on the elbows. Let me see. No rotation on the arm, but it has some wrist articulation. A little bit of torso. You can bend him back and forth. Rotation on his bottom of his waist. You can open his legs this much. Kick a lot from the front and a little bit from the back. And we do get some double jointing in the knees. Let me see on his boots. No, you can see with the boots, but has some ankle articulation and more sculpting right there on his boots, and extra articulation right here. Now for some comparing size, but first let's see how tall this figure stands. He stands just exactly 7.5 inches tall. Here he is with my Johnny Silverhand figure, and you can see that he's taller than Silverhand here. And here he is with my Lino figure, and you can see that he's taller than Lino. And here he is with my Ferromour Solid Thanos. And there you have it, guys. If this figure is the best one that McFarlane Toys ever made from this line. I do like those paint apps that he has on his clothes, especially the sculpting. And I do like his backpack. The backpack came out so great. And I do like the gun that he has. And the best part of this figure is his mask. I really like it. Okay guys, so this is all for today's review. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy it. If you did, leave a like. If you want to share this video, go ahead, be my guest, comment, but remember, do not leave any offensive comments or saying bad words, especially do not leave links of inappropriate website pages, because those type of comments are not allowed for this content. If you do that, your comment will be removed from this video. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of my videos, like my toy reviews and my toy hunts. And please follow my Facebook page, CN.Figures. Follow me on Twitter and follow me on Instagram. And I got you guys on the next video. And also have a happy holiday and Merry Christmas to everyone out there. This is CN.TSUKAIMA and Havoc, and we are out in line.